The BJP criticized Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy's Bihar DNA remark and demanded that the Congress and other members of the opposition India bloc condemn his comment and ask him to apologize. Newly elected Chief Minister of Telangana slammed the former Chief Minister KCR. He said, and I quote, "My DNA is Telangana. KCR's DNA is Bihar. He belongs to Bihar. KCR's caste is Kurmi. They migrated from Bihar to Vijayanagaram and from there to Telangana. Telangana DNA is better than Bihar DNA." And after this remark, BJP has slammed Mr. Reddy and has demanded an apology from him. They further questioned the India Alliance leader's silence in this matter as well. Well, is this an attempt to foment trouble where there isn't a need for any? That's exactly what we will talk about. Mr. G.S. Prasad, BJP spokesperson, joins us on the broadcast. Advocate Ganendra Mishra, political analyst, also with us on the show. Sumit P, senior political commentator, joins us on the program as well. Last but not the least, Mr. Nikhil Jain, political analyst, is with us on the show as well. Thank you, gentlemen, for being a part of this conversation. Mr. G.S. Prashant, I would start with you. I hope you can hear me. How do you look at this statement that has been made? I think it's pretty insensitive. You know, you're an Indian, whether you're from Bihar or Haryana or Rajasthan, it doesn't really matter. You can migrate to any city, you can migrate to any country. Prime Minister Modi is from Gujarat. What was Mr. Revanth Reddy trying to say?
See, after all, it's in the Congress DNA to be behind foreign forces because they're following the Britisher Robert Clive's divide and rule policy. They're trying to divide the country. They have tried all that they can to divide the people, but people are not wanting to listen to what Rahul Gandhi and his team is trying to convey. So therefore, in a view to deliberately divide the Indians on different lines, these statements are being made. And imagine this statement coming from the Telangana Chief Minister, who, in order to score a political point, talks about the caste of KCR, which itself is wrong, then goes on to criticize, saying his roots are from Bihar. Bihar is such a state, has given such cultural things to the country. You have Lord Buddha from, we always say that he is from Bihar, and the first President Rajendra Prasad was from Bihar. So you cannot alienate one place from India and say, look, his DNA is better. We are Indians first, and Congress has to learn to be sensitive to people. They can't continue to divide people. And appeasement is what is probably ruining Congress, and they're doing the appeasement for the last 70 years. Because at every stage, they want to appease a particular community for vote bank politics at the cost of dividing the nation. They are willing to sell the nation, but they're trying to retain the vote banks, which is very unfortunate that the Congress leadership, the so-called first family of Congress, the Gandhi Parivar, has not spoken about it. They should in fact apologize on behalf of Revanth Reddy, saying that this is not what Congress stands for. By not doing it, they are accepting it, saying that, look, this is what we want to convey. We want to convey that we will divide and rule. We will divide people on different lines. And this shows a very insensitive mindset of Congress, very shameful behavior being exhibited by the Congress leaders there.
All right, let me also take a response from Mr. Nikhil Jain on this controversy that has been spurred up for apparently no reason. Nikhil, where do you stand on this? Is it right to bring about origins of which Indian belongs to which state, or do you think that this was something that the Chief Minister really did not think too much about before he made this he made this statement in public?
Puneet, I think we're all missing the context of the statement. The statement was made when in context of who should be a better or who is the most suitable Chief Minister of Telangana. The question was asked by the anchor. Revanth Reddy said that KCR is somebody with a Bihari lineage and I am somebody with a with a lineage from Telangana. So therefore, I am better suited to be the Chief Minister of Telangana. It is nothing about othering Biharis and certainly nothing about...
No. Let him finish. Mr. Prashant, let him finish. Mr. Prashant, hold on. Let him finish.
Just a minute.
Mr. Prashant, let him finish.
It is certainly not to compare the people of Telangana with the people of Bihar and somehow assume that the people of Bihar are inferior. Absolutely they're not. We're all Indians, whether from Telangana, Bihar or Delhi or Karnataka or elsewhere. It is simply about the fact that when going in state elections, all political parties, all political leaders like to make this rhetoric that I am from this place, I am from this state, therefore I am a better choice. We have also seen with MLA candidates doing that. Listen, I am from the Jodhwada seat, I am not from Jodhpur, therefore I am a better candidate, and therefore therefore you should elect me. It is simply about that, insider versus outsider in a state elections. It has nothing to do with KCR or Nitish Kumar or Biharis not being Indians. They're as Indian as you and me and as Revanth Reddy himself. And I think the entire statement has been blown out of context by the BJP. And one last point I'd like to make. This is a statement that was made 3 weeks before the polling. If indeed the BJP felt the statement was so wrong, why do they have to come out with it right now? Because they also wanted to benefit from this sentiment against KCR, that KCR is somebody from a lineage outside Telangana. And once हिंदी में जैसे कहते हैं अपना उल्लू सीधा होते ही शोर मचाना शुरू कर दिया. Why did they not object it back then? If the statement is objectionable now, it was objectionable 3 weeks ago as well. That's the whole point. The statement is not objectionable.
Mr. G.S. Prashant wants to respond. Go ahead, sir.
Yes. See, this is more like ulta chor kotwal ko lante. Now, to say that BJP should not have picked this up, this is so wrong. Revanth Reddy did not say that I am an insider. He said Telangana DNA is better than Bihar DNA. Please replay the clip. Let Nikhil have a look at it. So therefore, it's a deliberate ploy by the Congress and its coterie to divide Indians. And they are doing this for past many decades now. At no point in time, Revanth Reddy's plea was, I'm a native of Telangana, and KCR said, no, he said, his is a Bihari DNA, mine is Telangana DNA, and he said Telangana DNA is better than the Bihar DNA, which means his objective was to divide Indians on now region basis, caste basis, and now they've gone on to origins of DNA, which is very shameful from the Congress brass, to say the least.
Okay, let's get a reaction from Advocate Ganendra Mishra as well on this. Advocate Mishra, do you think this was blown out of context, or do you think there are elements of, a divisive, streak in what Mr. Reddy said?
No, Vinay, I think that, we have become oversensitive, and any remark either made anywhere is always blown out of proportion. I think we need to be little more thick-skinned in terms of little more tolerant in terms of these kinds of infringe remarks, which happens during the course of an election campaign and without understanding the context in which it was made. See, personally, I don't subscribe to these kind of remarks that whose DNAs are better or any regional or religion or communal divide. So, but my real issue when I see is that when BJP speaks about it and try to condemn in the terms of that it is for the division of Indian society, I really, it becomes, completely a statement based on political expediencies, because it doesn't lie in the mouth of BJP to talk about the divisive talks, which tends to divide the India on the line of communal, religion, caste, or region. So that's the thing. You will remember the Prime Minister's statement on the DNA of Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, where he said there is some, the basic defect in his DNA. So therefore, this is where the political discourse has now gone to, that instead of talking about the substantive issues which impact the life of the common people, the politicians talk about, the issues on the line of communal divide or region divide. And in this context, when I look at what Mr. Revanth Reddy said, I would personally say that yes, it is these kind of a statement should be avoided. But when you listen to his entire statements, it nowhere it looks that he was trying to demean Biharis or he was saying anything derogatory about the Bihari DNA. Or he was just yes, I would agree with Nikhil that he was making this statement more in context of an insider and outsider. The choices of words may not be appropriate and may not be the best choices of the words, but this is what he was referring to, that since he comes from an outside and I am an insider, I am a better candidate and therefore please vote for me, and therefore you would not mean that it was something derogatory about the other DNA, whether it is Bihar DNA or any other state DNA.
All right, let's also get a response from Sumit P on this. Sumit, do you think that there was an intentional, ploy to divide North and South when Revanth Reddy went on to say that, he has, the Telangana DNA, so he can govern it better. And KCR had a Bihari DNA, and that is the reason why he's out today. What do you make of this statement? Of course, the opposition says that this is being blown out of proportion. It is not being contextualized at this point in time. How do you see it?
Vinny, thanks for having me on your show. In fact, what I see is a major problem, because exactly what Congress is saying, I'm seeing Pakistani and Pakistani YouTubers and Pakistani social media influencers are exactly talking the same. I have numerous tweets since morning where they are saying a north-south divide, they're showing BJP up and Congress down. How come this language of Revanth Reddy ji, the Honorable Chief Minister of Telangana, Congress party in Pakistan are resonating? How come they are on the same line? What is this DNA business about? Then if I go by science, every 7% had Genghis Khan's DNA, Mongol DNA. This is what the science has to say. Then whose DNA is Mongol and whose DNA is not Mongol? This is a scientific fact we need. So let's not go into this, because now you are trying to create a north-south divide, because KCRG, whatever Hadden said, he got the state out. He was a good chief minister. He did not win the election. That is the mandate. We might have a 1 lakh political differences with him, but as a person, he's okay. There's no problem with the person. Now, when all after his hard work, he chalked out a state, now why are you casting aspersions saying he is a Bihari DNA? By that logic, you have to get DNA of everybody done. Whom do you know whose DNA has matched where? I'm telling you, every 7% in the world has a Mongol DNA. By that logic, everybody you're throwing the things out of proportion. You're trying to make this north-south divide prevalent, because you're trying to show that, look, in South it is Congress and in North it is BJP. That is what you are trying to ferment, that divide. You tried the caste census, it did not work. You tried to divide Hindus on region, that is work in progress. You tried to divide them on Sanatani, non-Sanatani, Hindu, non-Hindu. Look at what Mr. Stalin Jr., the remarks he had on Sanatan Dharma. Look, Mr. Kharge said, bhai, agar ye jeetenge to, Sanatani jeetenge to main jeene nahi dunge. Surjewala ji,
not what he said.
Whoever works, sir, bolne dijiye. Whoever votes for BJP will vote for Asuras. These kind of things have been very, very prevalent. Now, what is this North-South divide about? Now, when the parliamentary election will come, all the people who are talking of North versus South, now, I am taking a hypothesis here, just a hypothesis. Imagine Congress gets 50% of the seats in Telangana and 50% in Karnataka. I'm imagining. Bhai, wahan se Delhi ki Sultanate milegi. Okay, you win whole of Karnataka and you win whole of, Andhra. Tamil Nadu is not yours, Karnataka is, Kerala is not yours. Are you going to go to Delhi? You have lost deposit in all the seats of UP. You should talk about your political failures rather than trying to divide Hindus. You have been always trying to divide Hindus. If one ploy fails, second ploy works, third ploy works, fourth ploy works. I have been on this debate. And with the same panel wherein they were saying, no, we want to do caste-based census. I asked them then, you were in the power in so many states. Why did you do a caste-based census? What was the result? And how did you implement schemes based on the caste-based census that went and that served the magic for you? Now, you have been talking for Karnataka model. Well, it doesn't work. You have been talking for Kejriwal model. But it doesn't work. But there's something called as a Modi model and Moji magic, which works election after election, state after state. If you don't have answer to that, if you don't have a political answer to Modi ji, think of one. Rather than trying to divide Hindus against Bihari, non-Bihari, bhai, main ek baar puchta hu. What is the difference between a Bihari and a Andhraite Hindu? What is the difference between a Bihari or Andhraite, even if he's a Muslim? We are same. Where is this DNA, thing is going to come on? Why somebody with the Bihari DNA is inferior and cannot govern the state, and somebody with the Telangana DNA is superior and govern the state better? What are you trying to start in India? Then by that logic, Prime Minister Modi has Gujarati DNA. Then are we supposed to find a prime minister who has a superior DNA? Or is there a DNA chart available? Is there a barometer available? I can put one DNA against another DNA, then decide if he is the prime minister, he will be a better prime minister. Sir, kya hai ye? Even from a scientific perspective, you do a genome sequencing, you do a genome mapping, you do genetics. There is no connotation and correlation which substantiates this theory. If you cannot insult Biharis, why wo Bihari tha isne govern nahi kar paya?
Okay.
What you can have against Mr. KCR?
Okay. Nikhil wants to respond to what you said. Let Nikhil come in. Come in, then we'll go to GS Prashant.
First of all, my objection to Mr. Sumit's statement on what Priyank Kharge had said was that he never said that.
Senior
so
Kharge.
That was wrong.
Senior Kharge.
Mallikarjun Kharge, Priyank Kharge, neither of them said that the vote for the BJP is a vote for Sanatanis. That is absolutely wrong. Stalin's statement may have been...
Sanatani जीने के तुम्हारा क्या?
No. This is not. Please do send it to me. This is not a statement that was made. And when you're talking about how Bihari DNA, how the assertion is that the Bihari DNA is inferior, not there was no assertion in the first place. That has been the point that I've been trying to repeat again and again. And also in your entire comment, you had one point as a key thing that The Congress is trying to divide the Hindu vote, and this is the problem with the BJP style of politics, that it looks at the country like Hindus and Muslims don't divide the Hindu vote. Why do they not say don't divide the vote of the citizens? This is what is happening.
Let him finish. Mr. Prashant, I'm going to come to you. Let him finish.
Prashant, you know it as well as I do that the strategy of the BJP is to just get the Hindu vote and not care about the Muslims. So that is not how
let him respond now.
Democracy.
Right. Mr. Prashant, go ahead.
Yeah. See, Vinay, first of all, our Prime Minister's schemes, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Jal Jeevan Mission, or the 80 crore ration to poor people. It is not discriminating for Hindus or non-Hindus, which means if you look at statistics, in the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Muslims have been the highest beneficiaries. It's not stopped to them, which means our central government schemes are not discriminating based on religion at all. If you are poor and needy, you are getting it. And one more, Congress is talking so much about North India and South India. On record today, BJP has got more MPs in South India than Congress has got, which means Congress has lost its relevance in the political arena of India at all. They're just trying to do politics here and there. You look at Rahul Gandhi's position. He could not win from his so-called family pocket borough in UP, had to go to Wayanad. Why? Choose a particular seat where a particular community is in high proportion, which will definitely Congress. Otherwise, he have contested elsewhere. He didn't do that. So it only depicts as to how Congress is doing politics. So therefore, this North-South divide and this DNA thing is only to divide the citizens of the country, and they also want to divert people from there. And look what has happened yesterday. Where was 200 crores cash found? To deviate from all the things, they do 200 crores of cash, which means they can probably give it to every poor man. They were mocking Modi ji, saying you are not giving money to the poor. This 200 crores, if it's given to people, how many poor will come out of the poverty line? So therefore, whose money is it? Let Congress answer. Let Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi answer. Whose money was 200 crores? Need to the Congress MLA. 200 crores, mind you. What are we talking? And we have 80 crore poor people in this country, and one Congress MLA has the audacity to have 200 crores. Can he do that without the Gandhi Parivar support? So it is definitely corruption and appeasement is in the DNA of Congress. Because they are so fond of talking about DNA, corruption and appeasement are the only two things in Congress's DNA, and not patriotism and not nation above self. They want to put the family before everything else.
Okay. Let Advocate Mishra come in on the statement that you have just made. Advocate Mishra.
No, so Vinit, see, the point is that when you look at the narrative that the BJP tried to build in, which is being built in here also, it is basically BJP narrative to divide now on North versus South. See, it is a political fact.
No.
It is a statement. It is a political fact that BJP lost miserably in two states in South, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. And it is also a political fact that BJP is not in power or in a good position in any of the southern states. So therefore, if this is a political statement is made today, if I make this statement or you make this statement as a statement of fact, that BJP got the power in the northern state, BJP got the votes in the northern state, and BJP lost miserably in the election in the southern state. And if
we did not lose miserably.
And if it is the political statement...
Let him finish, sir. Let him finish, sir.
Sir, let me finish, then you speak, sir, please.
Okay.
So therefore, if it is a political fact, and if someone makes that statement of fact, you immediately pick up as a binary, because you always want to do the politics basis on some kind of polarizations or divide. So the moment you see a chance there now to divide between the north and south, now a binary is being made that you only want to, Congress only want the vote for the south, they don't want the vote for north, or they are trying to divide Hindu again on the basis of the north and south. I don't know from where this binary has come, or where the Congress has said, or any other political party has said that I only want to vote from south, I don't want to vote from north, or India is divided between the south and north. As I said, it is a political statement, it is a fact.
No.
Fact, and it is a fact.
Okay. Sumit P wants to respond to you. Sumit P, we have a paucity of time quickly. All right, Sumit P, quickly, please.
Couple of quick points. First
Quickly.
of all, RKG has made this statement. I can prove that. That's point number one. Point number two. The two people in discussion was Mr. Revanth Reddy and Mr. Chandrashekar Rao. Both are Hindus. So Hindu factor to aayega. Thirdly, why are you demeaning Biharis in the name of that? Fourth point. Why do you want to do a caste census only in Hindus? There are 54 firqas in Musalman also. Why don't you do a caste census in Muslims? Why don't you find how many pasmandas are there? Why don't you find in those 54 firqas who has got what? You don't want to talk about that. If you're talking for consensus of Hindus, do a consensus of Muslims also. When Rahul Gandhi ji was asked about the pasmanda, वो कहते मुझे तो पता ही नहीं.
सर आप करा दें, आप तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट में हैं.
Sir, मुझे बोलने दीजिए. So, and point number 5 is there is no division of any of the BJP schemes. Muslims are one of the more beneficiaries.
Yes, definitely, yes.
As per their proportion. And another thing I will tell you. Today, BJP has more MPs from South than Congress and regional parties.
Yes.
That's also a fact. How can you say that? But you started this North versus South. How come your line is exactly with the people of ISPR? How come Pakistanis are saying there's a North-South divide? How is exactly this happening? This
now
is not
see the binary now you are making.
Okay. Advocate Mishra, go on. Let Advocate Mishra respond. 1 second. 1 second, Sumit. 1 second. Let him respond. Advocate Mishra, go ahead. Respond.
This is the point, and this is where I see the problem. Now, see, Sumit is taking it to the Pakistan also. How we are sitting here will control what Pakistan is what Pakistan's influencer is saying.
Manmohan Singh and
Since the
Pakistan
influencer is saying maybe because it is good for them to divide our country in Hindu, Muslim, South, now, so they will talk about like. They have the reason to talk about this. But why
Okay, Mr. Prashad, GS Prashad wants to, in fact, respond to what you've just said. Go ahead, sir.
It was on record. The Kashmiri separatists had gala dinner with Manmohan Singh, and Manmohan Singh used to entertain them as if they're blood relatives. And you have DK Shivakumar in Karnataka, who called the terrorists as the brothers, and our Home Minister Parameshwar in Karnataka, he refuses to call them as accused who were caught with bombs. So therefore, the people who are linked to ISIS, people who are linked with ISIS and PFI and separatists are always friends of the Congress. Congress has always found them favorable to the agenda of dividing the country, of selling the country because of one family's interest. So therefore, it is not surprising that what Congress is not into.
All right, sir. Nikhil wants to respond. I want Nikhil to come in now. Nikhil, go ahead.
First of all, the BJP time and again likes to rake up this point that the central government schemes, Muslims are greater beneficiaries and Muslims benefit as much as Hindus do. The central government cannot discriminate. Whether the BJP, even if the BJP wants to do that, they can't. You have the Supreme Court and the High Courts to keep a check on that. Secondly, when we talk about Muslims having houses or Jalse Nal and all these schemes, benefiting from all these schemes, there are two things. One are economic rights and one are political rights. So far as the party, the BJP is concerned, they are hell-bent on giving Muslims zero political rights, because they do not give a single ticket to any Muslim MLA or Muslim MP candidate. In over 350 MPs that they have in the parliament, not a single one of them is a Muslim. Those that have been, they have been removed from their posts. It is about that political representation of Muslims that people talk about. It is that othering of Muslims that people talk about. It is those statements from Chutpaiya BJP leaders that people talk about when they say कि मुसलमान सब्जी वाले से सब्जी मत खरीदिएगा, मुसलमानों को economic boycott करना है. This is the problem. The central government, they can't do it even if they want to. And lastly, a point was raised that OBC caste census आपको सिर्फ Hindus में क्यों करना है, Muslims में क्यों नहीं? Nobody ever said that the caste census needs to be done only with Hindus. We're only talking about OBC caste census needs to be done. OBC is other backward classes that needs to be done across the board. Pasmanda Muslims should definitely be included. If there are backward castes in Hindus, they need to be included. All religions need to be included. It is simply about giving more political and economic rights to people who've been historically disadvantaged. It has nothing to do with dividing Hindus and consolidating Hindus.
Sumit, only 30 seconds left. Sumit, 30 seconds.
Just 2-3 points. First of all, there was never talked of a Muslim caste census. It was only a Hindu caste census. I want to make it clear. Point number 2, when Stallion Jr. said what he said, when D. Raja said what he said, when the Karnataka Mantri ji said what he said, when Priyank Kharge ji said, Mallikarjun Kharge said what they have to say, Rahul Gandhi ji never said I have nothing to do with them, I don't support it. That's point number 2. And point number 3, आज ये राम के भक्त बन रहे हैं, राम राज की बात कर रहे थे, राम कर रहे थे, राम कर रहे हैं. They all Supreme Court have given on an affidavit Bhagwan Shri Ram is a Kalpanik Patra, and today they are saying why we are not invited for the Ram Lalla ka Rajya Abhishek. Why we are not invited?
No.
Sir, आप decide कर दो ना इधर Shri
No,
Ram.
no, it is very wrong. It is very wrong to put this narrative.
The affidavit was by the central government.
All right, we've
saying
run
that
out of
there is
time.
no argument.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time. Appreciate everybody joining us and pitching in with their thoughts and perspective on this very sensitive matter.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.